you know, gang, I tell you what, she told you what she does. She has good weeks, she has great weeks, she has bad weeks, but her bad week is probably way better than some of your best weeks out there. You know what I mean? The whole concept of kind of where you hover. I got this concept, okay? I want to write a book because I have this concept about where you hover. Alex, what do you mean about where you hover? Let me talk to you about where you hover. Okay, so these are some of Jara's notes. I mean, those numbers are monster numbers, okay? But here's what I mean about the hovering concept. And I think people in 100% commission don't understand the power of the hover. Where do you want to hover at, okay? So most people, when they get into this business, they hover at zero, meaning zero money in their bank account. They hover here. And what I mean by that is they'll have some money to invest in leads, right? And they're, maybe they're booking, 5 appointments a week, right? And so they always hover at the zero because they might have a good week, make some money, right? And then bad week. It's like, oh man, they, withdrew their account, and they hover at zero. Okay, maybe they're at, and their commission count just keeps hovering here, and it's like, it's hell living at this level. So let's put this, because this is where your wife, let's just put this at 5 appointments a week. And this is where your wife hates this business. Your husband hates this business because you hover at that zero level because you're only booking 5 appointments a week. If you're doing that, you might do 0 one week, 2 the next week, you might do 10 the next week. It's this inconsistency that is like totally killing you, right? And so do you want to keep hovering here? Well, why don't we hover at a different level? Let's book 20 appointments a week. All of a sudden you're hovering here. And this number is, let's say it's, 5,000 in your bank account. So you're increasing it, you're hovering at 5,000. You got 5,000 coming in. You see what I'm saying? You're hovering here. So does this make sense? Or you can book 40 appointments a week. You got 10,000 in your account, and you're hovering here. Does that make sense? It's kind of like the bathtub effect, right? The bathtub effect. I can, use the bathtub analogy is this your claw bathtub, okay? And then you got the spigot here, right? And the drain here, okay? And so the flow and the drain is here. So this is kind of like your outgo of your income. This is what you spend and invest, and you're trying to make. So if the faucet is only cranked, at this, the faucet is cranked here on the low end, right? Or actually, right, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, whatever. You're here, you're going to be right here, right? You crank it up to here, so this is level 0. Level 1, right? The bathtub's here. Level 2, you cranked it here. The flow is greater, so that the water in the bathtub's higher. Does that make sense? Is this analogy working for y'all? Right? And so your amount of work that you're committed to every week will determine where you hover. And you don't want to be here. This is minimum. This is like if you're doing anything. And you know what this all relates to? All of this relates to Lead investment. Leads. But Alex, I don't have money in leads. I'm just, neither did I, man. When I got started, all my credit cards were maxed out. I had no money. So I sold stuff. I sold amps and guitars so I could have the money, right? My cards were maxed. Now I was making decent money, but all that money was paying debt. So I sold crap, man. I sold guitars and amps because I was like loaded up with guitars and amps. So I sold it to start my business. And then when I made commissions, I reinvested those commissions back into my business. And then when I made more commissions, I reinvested that commissions back in both in leads and in recruiting. Okay. Now, you know, I just dropped $3,000 on a Eric Clapton Martin guitar last week. I bought a Mesa Boogie DC3 amp. I bought another Line 6 floor pedal board, which is, see, the first, I got two of them now, because I got one in the Paris Center and one in the church where I play. So, and that's a $1,500 floorboard. So I've got two of them because I just didn't want to carry one from another. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when I got started, I was willing to give up the BS crap that wasn't making me any money so I could have the money to invest in, you know, it's like, well, I don't have any money. Donate blood, dude. Donate blood. I don't know if they're paying for blood anymore, but they still, you know, at the community blood center here in Ohio, you know, you can make $50 on donating blood. We have people that used to do that. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, then stay broke, brother. Stay broke. How can I help you? You're not working with me here. I don't know what you're willing to do because I was willing to do anything to get to where I was reinvesting what I was making on commissions. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, why don't you sell your family and friends? Well, I got into knowledge because I didn't have to do that. Well, dude, what? Every time I'm suggesting something, you're telling me why you can't do it. So I'm at a loss. I can't help you, man. You like have just tapped me out, dude. I don't know what I can do to help you because you're everything. You're great at answering objections. In fact, if you channel that ability, answering objections to me, to your clients, I think you'd make a whole lot of money. But man, some of y'all are just so good at making excuses to my recommendations. I think your skill level is pretty darn good. Excuse the substitute where word, darn. I think darn is like darning your socks, right? But I don't know, man. Anthony, I know I'm getting too hard, aren't I? But when people take away excuses and you're stripped naked and all you have left is looking at yourself in the mirror and deciding, what do I want my life to be? Am I sick and tired of being sick and tired of my circumstance that I'm willing to do anything possible to make this business work? And if you're telling me, because I've got several thousand a week that I want to put into somebody, if they're willing to dial the phone and book 40 appointments a week, I've got some money to invest in somebody if they're willing to work. But man, I just don't know. I don't know if I found that person yet. That I trust that they're going to work their calendar and they're going to work the snot out of the leads and they're going to call me for help and they're going to do everything that Jared's going to do and they're going to plug in to conference calls. They want to learn, they want to get better, and they are just absolutely sick and tired of making their own excuses. Man, I'm so trying to hold back from using substitute swear words, let alone real swear words. They are letting Satan rule them. I said that to an agent. She got really pissed off. Oops, I used a bad word. She got really mad. And I said, well, it's got to be that reason. There's got to be a reason why you are not doing what God wants you to do. And typically, if you're not doing what God wants you to do, it's Satan that's helping you do that. He makes things look so easy. Brittany, Okay, Brittany, you're going to be my experiment. Okay, dude. You put up the work and I'll put up the money.
For sure. I'm ready.
All right, man, we're going to rock the house and we're going to prove to everybody. But does anyone like, I'm probably being too hard, so I'm going to go back into, all right, man, you guys can do this thing. I believe in you. You can do this thing. You really can. Come on, man. What there's so much in you. There's so much in you that God created. He's put so much in you. And you're just like holding yourself back. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing Satan win. I hate seeing Satan win. He's making y'all feel like you're crap. He's making y'all feel like you're not worthy. It's all making you feel like whatever you're going to do is not going to turn out good because all the other 20 things you did in the past didn't turn out good. And he's just got you so deluded. It's like rebuke him, dude. Rebuke him, dudette. You don't got to be mired in the lies that he's given you about your self-image. You were born a 10. God made you in his own image and likeness. When you were born upside down naked and the doctor slapped you on the butt, man, and you start crying, the only fear you had when you were born is the fear of falling. That's the only fear you were born with. All other fears were put into you by the enemy, and now you are being played by the enemy, making you think that you're not worthy if you put the work in, that you're not worthy to deserve the blessings that God has for you. And nothing makes me more mad. This is where this is coming from, because I see Satan manipulating people, and it's like, man, just rebuke it and move forward, dude. You have it in you. God made you in his own image and likeness. So you're a kid of a king. You have greatness in you. Now let's start acting like it. You know what I mean? Start acting like it, man. You start acting like it. You start putting the work in, the fruits will come, the blessings will come, right? It's all in front of you. We had Jeremy Patton. He's much nicer than me. Tell you what he does, 20 appointments a week. We had Jared Gonzalez this week talking about 40 appointments a week. They're going into homes. Well, Alex, I don't want to go into homes. Then don't go into homes. What did she say? She said, I had to make more calls. I had to make more dials. I had to run more leads. So maybe you have to invest $1,500 a week in leads. So you're still going to have a return on investment. Or maybe it's $1,500 a month in leads, or maybe $1,500 every 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do anything. All I'm telling you is you have to invest something. You got to invest in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Hope that makes sense. All right, man. It's 11:46. I just don't know what else I can beg you to do. I don't know what else I can motivate you to do. I can't, I think when you look in your children's eyes, wanting to be an example for them, I think maybe that should motivate you. I don't know what motivates you. If you look in your wife's eyes and you see that pain, that she just wants her life changed so bad, but she's still got to work a 60-hour job, and you have not stepped up to do what you need to do to free her from that slavery, and she looks at you every day anticipating that maybe this will be the opportunity that will change her life. Because you know what? You came into this thing telling her parents that you were going to provide for her and and the children that were coming from your union. And you promised her dad, like I promised Jenny's dad, that I would take care of her daughter for the rest of her life and the children that came from our union. I promised her dad, promised her mom, I would take care of her. Okay. I think I've done a decent job, but not the best job yet, right? And I think when you look into your spouse's eyes and you look deeply in them, that's where you should find your motivation. When you look at your children and you're not providing a great example of a father that's going after it, that's giving them an example, someone's willing to work, you know, being their hero, man, being their hero. You know, do they got to look at some sports athlete to be their hero? They should be looking at their daddy as a hero that's chasing a dream and showing them that you're willing to withstand all the crap that the world is throwing at you and persevering that you're going to make it, right? Nothing bothers me more than unfulfilled potential. And when you think of what God has done for you, I mean, it is like, let me end on this if I can find it. Be the good soil. Be the good soil. That when the seed is planted in the good soil, it grows 100-fold through perseverance. And so I'm asking you to persevere. I'm asking you to step out on faith and let's invest some leads and let's go out there and help some families. And there is a greater thing working here than what you think. You think you're just, you know, we're talking about 100% commission. We're talking about you making money. Man, we're not talking about that. We're talking about you overcoming the crap in your life to determine that you are better than what you are. And you can go out there and help a whole bunch of families because you are worthy, right? And you have a unique talent to help these people, right? Crazy people get into 100% commission, but you are invested with this to help people cover their families in the event of death. And you're got this special mission. You got to believe that, man. Anyway, I'm done, man. I'm done rambling. Jared was the show here. Jared was the show. So, gang, seriously, let's go get some leads and let's go call some people. All right. It's not that hard, man. It's simple. It's a simple business. So anyway, man, rock on, everybody. I appreciate you being on here. I'm going to let you go early so you start making dials. If that didn't motivate you, I don't know what's going to motivate you, man. So anyway, God bless everybody. Take care. Appreciate you being on.